It's been more than a year since former Secretary of State John Kerry declared ISIS is carrying out a genocide against Christians and other religious minorities in Iraq and Syria. But now the Washington Free Beacon reports the State Department is dialing that back and removing the word genocide from official documents. The State Department denies that.
I can tell you I have seen an article that indicates that the United States has allegedly taken that word, the State Department, in fact, an article said has taken that word genocide out of some documents. And I can tell you that that is categorically false.
But our next guest says she has evidence and seen evidence that there's more to this story. Nina Shea, director for the Center for Religious Freedom at the Hudson Institute, joins us now. Nina, what kind of evidence you have that shows the State Department may not be telling us the whole truth?
Well, the State Department issued its annual report on human rights for Iraq, and as well as other countries, on March 3rd. And the genocide designation by Secretary Kerry was omitted from it. This is the most egregious human rights violation known to humankind, and they forgot it. They had to issue an errata sheet several weeks later saying, oops, we meant to say that there was also a genocide going on in Iraq that was designated this past year.
Yeah, I saw they put out this appendix later on
Yes.
that said, oh, by the way, it's a genocide.
After pressure, yeah.
Interesting. Why is the word genocide so important, Nina? Why is that designation so key?
It's very key to get justice, but it's also key to elevate the plight of these minorities who are on the verge of extinction. Christians have been crucified, beheaded in Nineveh, Iraq. Hundreds of thousands of them were pushed out of Iraq. 1 million were pushed out over the last 10 years of Iraq by targeted attacks against them. So we need to really focus on this in the consideration of our aid.
That's what I was going to ask, is because there's so much that the U.S. can do. What else do you think the U.S. should be doing? Is there more?
Well, right now, after the liberation of most of Nineveh now and Mosul, it's important to reconstruct the Christian villages and towns. They're going to need assistance for that. And they're also going to need defense because they know now that their own government won't defend them and they don't have militias of their own. Fortunately, the Secretary of State last week did affirm that he firmly believes that there was genocide committed against the Christians and Yazidis. We
had our team with EWTN News Nightly go to Iraq in April, and we'd asked President Trump if his administration will protect Christians there who are on the brink of extinction. He said he would. What else do you think realistically the president and the executive branch of government can do? Well,
the president needs to give instructions to Secretary Tillerson, to the head of AID when he's finally confirmed, Mark Green, and all the agencies to make sure these Christians, these Yazidis, minorities that have been targeted for genocide don't fall through the cracks because they are outside the UN system because it's too dangerous for them inside. The persecution follows them inside the UN camps. And they have fallen through the humanitarian aid crack. They have not gotten humanitarian aid in a consistent way by the U.S. government or the UN in 3 years.
Nina Shea, director of the Center for Religious Freedom at the Hudson Institute. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you.